let's look at this question. 3 children, child A, child B, and child C. And this is the location for each one of them. So, 3 children are standing on a 15 by 15 feet raft. The weights of the children at point A, B, C are 85 pounds, 60 pounds, and 90 pounds. Each child has a weight. 85 pounds, child A, child B is 60 pounds, and child C is 90 pounds, respectively. If a fourth child of weight 95, so there is another child, weight 95 pounds, climbs into the raft, determine where she should stand. Where is the location of the fourth child? If the other children remain in the positions shown, and the line of action of the resultant of the 4 weight is to pass through the center of the raft. So it's 15 by 15. Okay, so let's look at the answer of this question.
Yeah.
So let's look at the question.
Yeah.
And let's solve it. First of all, we have to find out what are the resultant. So the resultant, remember, minus 85. Everything is going toward what? Everything is going toward what? The y-axis. So minus 85. Minus 60. And minus 90. And minus 95. Everything is going toward what? The y-axis and the j. So you add them all in one direction. Okay? So you can see summation of forces is equal minus 85 pound j minus 60 pound j minus 90 pound j minus 95 pound. This is the resultant. So you add them all together. Of course, they're all minuses. Add them together or subtract them all together. R would be equal minus 330 pound j. Now, remember here there is 2 x's. Everything is in the x and the z. We have to do the same thing that we did the previous problem. We have to find each one of them and the distance in the x-axis toward the z. And in the z-axis toward the x. Nothing in the y. To find the location for each one of them and to find the resultant location. So, let's find the first one. Okay? The resultant, you put it here. Okay, so right now, he said that everything going to be in the center. So 330 is the resultant load times what? Times 7.5, because he told you 15 by 15. What is the center? If it's 15 by 15, the center going to be 7.5 in the center and 7.5 here. So this is center. 7.5 from here and 7.5 from here. 7.5 from here and 7.5 from here. So the center of the resultant gonna be 7.5. So we'll do it like this. So the total resultant times 7.5 equal. Now let's see the first one. Now we're gonna do this around what? Summation of moment around the x. So we're gonna do force A times ZA, the distance toward the x, because we're gonna do it summation of moment at x. So let's do the first one, 85. Okay, 85. Which one is 85? Is the first one, and it is 9 feet. So we could do it like this. Is 85 the first one? 85 is A, so it is like that. That is, we know that it's the whole thing is 15. 15 minus 6 is what? 9. So 9 feet, 85 times 9. 85 times 9. Look at this. The next one is 60 pound. 60 pound, you can see it. 60 pound from the x-axis on the z-axis. From the x-axis on the z-axis, 1.5. So 1.5. And then C, 90. You can see the whole thing is 15 toward the x, 15 minus 0.75, 15 minus 1 is 14, and this is, give it 0.25, so it's
Yeah.
14.25. So 14.25 plus the other child, the last child, 95, and x. We don't know. We need to find the location of that guy to be everything to be in the resultant in the center. So we could do it 95 times ZD, and you'll find the location of that child, the fourth child. It's 3.55 feet. Let's find the other one, summation of moment at the Z. Now, moment at the Z, perpendicular to the Z, but on the x-axis. A, you can see it, A, it's 3 feet. So 85 times 3. Okay? And let's look at the 60 pound. 60 pound, you can see 60 pound is 4.5 feet. See? 4.5 feet. And the last one, C, or the one before last, number C, is 90 pound, and you can see it's 0.75. 0.75, this is the whole thing is 15. So 15 minus 0.75, it's almost 14.25. So 14.25. And the last one is 95 pound times what? Times the distance x. The distance x unknown. Equal what? Equal 330 times 7.5. The distance to the center line. Okay? This would give you an x equal 7.026, which is equivalent to 7.03 feet. So now we find the resultant. Minus 330 in the j. It's going down in the y. And the location of that resultant, and toward the z, it's 3.55, and toward the x, 7.03. Why we find x and z? Because the location is in the x, z. This is the movement. The y, there is no movement, only in the x and z. Thank you.